Hey, Michael.
Hey, Edmund, how are you?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to have you on. Welcome to the LinkedIn feed.
Awesome. Thanks. Hey, I heard Atlassian made a pretty big announcement last week. What was that all about?
They made a huge announcement last week. Uh, so the shortest version is that they're discontinuing their server platform. So they still have data center, they still have cloud, and that's a lot of where the emphasis is going. But they had those three: server, data center, cloud, and they're discontinuing server. And that's a pretty big announcement because there are a lot of customers running server stack today.
Wow, that's a big change in direction, but I totally see it. Any ideas why Atlassian did this?
Yeah, they have not made it a secret over the last couple of years that their emphasis and their energy is going into, the cloud platform. And that's not to take anything away from the data center platform, but they're putting all that energy into the cloud and making it robust, making it everything that, living up to the demands of their customers. And they're also doing this to simplify their stack. So now instead of having those three different platforms, they have two. It's really going to allow them to put more focus on both of those two stacks, data center and especially cloud.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of business sense. Probably makes the deciding process a little bit easier for new customers. What does that mean for existing folks that are out there that have Atlassian on server?
The short answer, Edmund, is some decisions have to be made and a lot of considerations have to be had. So if you're running cloud or if you're running data center, short answer is, nothing really changes. But if you are running server, and there are a lot of folks that are running server, a decision has to be made. And you don't necessarily have to make it right now, but in the long run, is cloud right for you? Is data center right for you? And there's a lot of things to consider in both of those paths.
So it sounds like we probably have to put some sort of migration plan together if you're there. What kind of timeline are we pressured to get this done right away?
Well, that's kind of the kicker with this announcement. Server is still going to be supported for 3 years. So up until February of 2024, which sounds like a long ways away. But there's some milestones along the way to get there. But it's going to be supported for that long. So if you're running server and you don't want to decide today, by no means do you have to make a decision and migrate today. Because you had mentioned that migration playbook. But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you don't want to be the last one, kind of running as the train is leaving the gate. So we got to start planning now. We got to start making those decisions now. There are some implications, both technical and financially. And, we talked a little bit before about the total cost of ownership. So there are some things to consider, but the server platform isn't necessarily going away. That being said, that's only for existing customers. So if you're a new customer and you're interested today to get into the Jira server landscape, you got to do it right now. So you got to do it before February 1st of 2021. So It's not that long away. If that's something that you've been trying to get into, that you got to make that move right now. But once you're there, or if you're an existing customer, technically you have up to 3 years of support from Atlassian.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. There's a lot of moving parts here. There is a simplicity moving to the cloud, absolutely, and having data center. But how am I going to pick all this up? How am I going to learn more to make this migration happen?
Yeah, you really hit the nail on the head when you said a lot of moving parts. There's technical moving parts, there's financial, there's teams, there's impact. And every team has a little bit of a different set of considerations to have. And so what we want to do is try to not condense all of that data into just one, quick video. We're going to do a webinar, and we're going to go through all of these things that I just talked about in much greater detail in December. So December of 2020, so just a couple weeks away. And we're going to go through all of these things: the timeline, the cost, the considerations. What does this mean for me? And I really want to use that opportunity to open it up for Q&A. So anyone that has any questions about what it means for them, I'm happy to address those. I'm happy to take those questions. I think there's a lot of different scenarios out there, depending on when you bought it and how big your team is and add-ons and all sorts of different things. So I'm happy to address those, and I'm excited for that webinar.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, I look forward to that webinar as well. I appreciate all your input today. It's great catching up with you.
Absolutely. Take care, and I'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, Michael. See ya.